Have you ever wondered why we are so afraid of imperfections, especially in our faith journey? It's intriguing, isn't it? We live in a society that almost worships perfection. This pressure for flawlessness, for an unblemished record, seeps into every aspect of our lives, including our faith. We often forget that it's in our imperfections where grace finds its most profound expression. Enter Unveiled Grace, a transformative concept that encourages us to embrace our imperfections in faith. It's a heartfelt companion for Christian women, a sanctuary amidst the chaos, where our flaws are not just accepted, but celebrated. It's a space where we can be honest, vulnerable, and grow in our faith. In Unveiled Grace, we don't need to be perfect. We only need to be authentic. So let's shed the fear of imperfection. Let's delve into the concept of Unveiled Grace and discover how it can transform our faith journey. What is Unveiled Grace? It's more than just two words. It's a concept, a way of life. Unveiled Grace is a beacon of hope, a lifeline for those navigating the turbulent waters of faith and self-discovery. It's a call to embrace our imperfections, not as flaws, but as unique facets of our divine design. This concept encourages us to understand that our imperfections are not stumbling blocks, but stepping stones on our journey of faith. They shape us, guide us, and ultimately, they are the crucibles in which our faith is forged. In a world that often demands perfection, Unveiled Grace offers a sanctuary. It allows us to unmask our vulnerabilities, to be honest about our struggles, and to find comfort in the knowledge that we are not alone. We all stumble, we all fall, but it's through these trials that our faith is tested and strengthened. The importance of Unveiled Grace in faith is paramount. It's the lens through which we view our spiritual journey, the prism that refracts the light of God's love into a spectrum of grace that colors our lives. It encourages us to see our struggles not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. But how does Unveiled Grace encourage us to embrace our imperfections? It's simple. By reminding us that our worth is not defined by our mistakes, but by our inherent value as children of God. It nudges us to accept our flaws and to see them as beautiful reminders of our shared humanity and our need for grace. It's in the acceptance of our imperfections that we find true freedom. Freedom to grow, to learn, and to become the best versions of ourselves. Freedom to live authentically, to love unconditionally, and to serve selflessly. Freedom to walk boldly in the light of God's love, confident in the knowledge that we are loved, valued and cherished just as we are. The beauty of Unveiled Grace lies in its power to transform our perspective on faith and imperfections. It's not about eradicating our flaws, but about embracing them, learning from them, and finding grace amidst our imperfections. This is the essence of Unveiled Grace. So, how does Unveiled Grace help us embrace our imperfections in faith? Unveiled Grace, in its essence, is a beacon of light, illuminating our path to self-acceptance. It isn't about masking our flaws or pretending they don't exist, but rather acknowledging them and seeing the beauty in our imperfections. This journey of embracing imperfection is not one we must travel alone. Unveiled Grace is there, like a trusted companion, walking alongside us, guiding us, encouraging us to see our true selves. It invites us into a deeper relationship with God, one where we are not defined by our imperfections, but rather, we are loved, valued, and cherished despite them. Unveiled Grace reminds us of the beauty of humanity. Our imperfections, our trials, our triumphs, they all contribute to who we are. Each page, each prompt, each scripture nudges us to peel back the layers, to unveil the grace that lies beneath. It encourages us to reflect, to question, to grow, and in doing so, we find ourselves drawing closer to God, understanding His love for us more deeply, and embracing our authentic selves. But embracing imperfection is not merely about acceptance, it's about growth. Unveiled Grace provides a platform for honesty, vulnerability, and growth. It's a safe space to express our thoughts, our doubts, our fears, and our joys. It allows us to surrender to the boundless grace that surrounds us, empowering us to live boldly and authentically. In a world that often demands perfection, Unveiled Grace is a sanctuary. It reminds us that we are not alone in our journey, that our imperfections are not a sign of inadequacy, but rather, they are a testament to our strength, our resilience, our faith. Unveiled Grace is our companion in the journey of faith, allowing us to embrace our imperfections and grow. It is a testament to the transformative power of grace, bridging the gap between our imperfections and our faith, paving the way for a deeper, more meaningful relationship with God. Imagine a faith journey where imperfections aren't just accepted, but celebrated. That's the impact of Unveiled Grace. Unveiled Grace is not just a concept, it's a transformative force that reshapes our understanding of faith. It's the divine permission slip to exhale, to let go of the unrealistic expectations of perfection, and to step into a faith that is raw, real, and beautifully imperfect. So, how does Unveiled Grace impact our faith? Well, it brings about a seismic shift in our perspective. It empowers us to see ourselves not as flawed individuals struggling to meet a divine standard, but as beloved children of God, cherished for who we authentically are, not for who we think we should be. In the embrace of Unveiled Grace, we find the courage to face our doubts, our uncertainties, our fears. We find the strength to question, to seek, to wrestle with the mysteries of faith. And in that wrestling, we find growth, depth, and a faith that is vibrantly alive. Unveiled Grace also empowers us to live boldly. When we understand that our worth is not tied to our performance, we find the freedom to step out in faith, to take risks, to dare greatly. We live not from a place of fear, but from a place of love, a love that is rooted in the boundless grace of God. And perhaps most importantly, Unveiled Grace invites us to live authentically. It calls us to take off the masks, to drop the pretense, to be real in our faith. It reminds us that it's okay to not have all the answers, to have moments of doubt, to struggle, because in those moments, we're not alone. We're held, we're loved, we're enveloped in grace. And so Unveiled Grace transforms our faith. It takes our brokenness, our imperfections, and weaves them into a tapestry of grace that tells a story of redemption, of beauty, of divine love. Through Unveiled Grace, we find the courage to live our faith in its truest form, imperfections and all. How can we embrace Unveiled Grace in our daily lives and faith journey? It starts with acceptance. Acceptance of ourselves, our imperfections, our struggles, and our triumphs. Accepting that we are not perfect, and that's perfectly okay. This acceptance is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process, a journey towards a more authentic self. The next step is to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Gratitude for our blessings, for our trials, and for the grace that embraces us despite our flaws. It's about recognizing God's love for us, not in spite of our imperfections, but inclusive of them. Unveiled Grace is also about vulnerability. It's about opening up to God, sharing our doubts, our fears, our joys, and our successes. It's about trusting in His love and His plan for us, even when we don't fully understand it. And then there's prayer. Prayer is a powerful tool in embracing Unveiled Grace. It's a conduit for expressing our gratitude, for seeking guidance, and for finding solace. It's a sacred space for honesty, vulnerability, and growth. Unveiled Grace is also about community. It's about sharing our journey with others, offering support, and finding strength in shared experiences. It's about embracing the beauty of our shared imperfections and celebrating the grace that binds us together. Finally, Unveiled Grace is about action. It's about living out our faith in tangible ways, embodying the love and grace of God in our interactions with others. It's about extending grace to others, just as we have received it. Incorporating Unveiled Grace into our daily lives and faith practices is not always easy. It takes effort, commitment, and, above all, grace. But the rewards are immeasurable. It provides solace in times of struggle, inspiration in times of uncertainty, and renewal in times of weariness. By embracing Unveiled Grace, we can enjoy a faith journey that celebrates our imperfections and highlights the boundless grace of God. In the end, Unveiled Grace is more than a concept. It's a transformative journey. This journal, a heartfelt companion, invites Christian women to find solace in imperfection, to embrace their authentic selves, and to discover the grace that lies within life's challenges. It's a collection of inspiring prompts, empowering scriptures, and reflections designed to nourish the soul and deepen the relationship with God. Each page of Unveiled Grace encourages honesty, vulnerability, and growth. It's a sanctuary for those navigating doubts, seeking solace, or celebrating joy and gratitude. It's a reminder that you are loved, valued, and cherished just as you are. It releases the pressure of perfection and invites you to surrender to the boundless grace that surrounds you. Unveiled Grace empowers you to live boldly, authentically, and in the light of God's love. Remember, in the of faith, it's not about being perfect, but being authentic. And that's the power of Unveiled Grace. To continue this journey of discovery and enlightenment, don't forget to subscribe for more interesting facts about faith and spirituality.